industry surely wants to ensure that all voices are there. But somehow then, you know, there's so much working class talent. That's the insane thing. There's incredible working class talent. So the industry is doing itself no favors in not doing more about it. And at the workshop, where we are pretty unique in what we do. So we're a charity trying desperately to get young working class actors into the industry, young working class voices. And we are battling to keep going, battling to keep our doors open, find it really hard to attract any kind of funding. And we're just one. So if we ended up closing our doors, there is nobody else doing specifically what we do. There's nobody else doing it. And it just seems crazy because we have this 41 years of complete and utter success that matches the top drama schools in our level of the actors we're putting out into the industry, phenomenal actors. And yet we're, you know, 80% of my job is just trying to keep us going. It is hard work, but then when the kids are in the group, there are a huge amount of kids that stay from the age of 7 till the age of 21. One's just left this year that has done the whole, you know, the whole journey with us. And what a privilege for me as a teacher to see that, and how incredible for them. And whether that kid goes on to work as an actor or not, the things he's learnt while he was here about acceptance of others, about people from different backgrounds to you, about when to use your voice and when to listen, about how to represent yourself in the world, and about empathy for others. They're real life skills that we teach here. So although perhaps, I don't know, 10, 15% of them go on to a very genuinely successful career in acting, those that don't go away with a set of skills that they just wouldn't get anywhere else, and that are so important in an age now where young people share their lives like they do on social media, and you know, even interviews and things. So many things now, there's presentation involved, or they're really important life skills that we teach, as well as what we do in terms of acting. It really isn't just the acting. You know, when I go into schools and there is no drama, there's no drama anymore. And okay, no one's going to take art away. No one's going to take sport away. No. And yet we probably could live without sport. I don't want anyone's funding to go away to help us, but I cannot understand, it baffles me how they can see the merit of sport for kids that aren't going to be sports stars, but we fail to see the merit of any kind of performance project for kids that aren't going to be performers. Because just you know, when I taught drama in schools, the resistance from some kids is huge. And it's so important to let them know about using your voice and how to do it, and how important it is to be able to make your point clearly. And that's not happening in any other lesson. Michael Socker is one of our alumni, and he's been speaking with me quite recently and said, if it wasn't for workshop, I'd be in prison. And the audience laughed. And Michael said, I'm not joking. If it wasn't for workshop, I'd be in prison. These things are so important to give some young people that don't want to be great at sport and aren't great at other forms of art, a way of expressing themselves in a controlled environment and a safe environment, and learning what a tool that is. It's so important. There are hundreds of other Michaels out there that need places like this.
What advice would you give to working class kids wanting to get into the acting industry today?
Find an outlet, find somewhere to go, and find the place that feels like it fits for you. So don't just go to any acting place. Go, try it, and trust your gut. A kid can trust their gut and know, is this for me? Is that, because I can remember as a kid first trying things that were a bit musical theatre and knowing that wasn't for me, but thinking, well, I think this is the only route in. There are other things, find it. But then the other thing, one of my contemporaries at workshop, Julian Kemp, is now an award-winning director and writer. So he's won BAFTAs and Emmys, incredible, from an utterly working class background, went to the same school as I did. And he did 2 paper rounds so that he could buy a camera and make films. And they were terrible. I was in them, they were dreadful. But he learned and made all his mistakes and learned and became a really fantastic filmmaker. Most kids now, working class or otherwise, have got a phone in their hand. And that can make, so I think the biggest things I try to say to our students now, because they're from a world that is so immediate, if they want to know something, they Google it. They don't have to go and look in an encyclopedia like I did. They Google it. And gosh, I don't want them to have to do that. The world moves on in wonderful ways. But I think what it has done is made them a generation who think things happen like that. And through no fault of their own, because they're used to, they can see where their friends are. It's bizarre how immediate everything is for them. And I try and instill in our students, make things happen for yourself. Like our students this year, all our over 16s are going to make a film themselves. We're not going to help them. We're going to put the parameters in place, and they've got to make it themselves with what we've taught them. And I think things like that are really important. If you can't find somewhere that is serving what you want to do, make it happen yourself. You can learn how to edit off YouTube. There's so much on there. You can learn how to do accents off YouTube. There are great accent coaches on YouTube doing things for free. Find ways and make things happen yourself if they're not happening. It's an incredible tool. It's an incredible tool that will serve you so well in this industry, because it doesn't all come to you in this industry.